morning, Bikini Bottom! This is Troy, the realistic fish head. Now today we're gonna go take a look at the 9 animal phylum of Bikini Bottom. Alright, you got this? Now first we're gonna start with one of them called the porifera. Let's get started.
I am Spongebob Squarepants. I am a sponge and I am a filter feeder. I have special cells called choanocytes that help me take the nutrients out of the water, and spicules made of calcium carbonate and silicon dioxide which help me stand up. My cells are not tissues, they are grouped in parazoa.
And thank you, SpongeBob. Now we're gonna move over to jellyfish field, still part of Bikini Bottom. Now, the phylum we're gonna be looking at today is part of Cnidaria. So we're gonna look over here to Mr. Jellyfish. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Now, today, all the animals that we have covered and the ones that we will be covering in all the 9 major phylums have 5 characteristics that they have in common. So, first, they like to move. 2, multicellular, have a lot of cells. 3, embryonic development, they're all fetuses at least at one point in time. 4, they're heterotroph. I mean, we do not need to make any of our food. And 4, we have a cell wall made of fatty acids. Anyway, back to a more important thing. There have been some recent nematode attacks in Bikini Bottom. These nematodes! Or roundworms. And they're decomposing our town! But, on the flip side, they are replenishing the nutrients to our soil. But don't get them confused with platymints. Squidward! Squidward! Subtitle here for the audience. Thank you. Now basically these, subtitle, don't have any kind of digestive tract, right? So that's why they're called flatworms. And now these flatworms come in different types of like planarians, flukes, and tapeworms. Now this worm, the Alaskan ballworm, is a protozoan. So the first opening during development becomes its mouth. Now, it is actually part of the Annelida phylum. So it also has moist skin throughout its body, which allows good gas exchange in the ocean. Now with this and other factors that I don't know about, it has caused great destruction in our town. Now, we have Gary the snail. So Gary, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Meow, 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 meow.
Thank you, Gary. Now let's go head over to Mr. Krebs, manager of this fine establishment, and what it's like to be an arthropod. But tell me a little bit more about being the arthropod phylum.
Right. Well, I've got my own chitin-made exoskeleton and rejointed appendages. One time, my shell molted and SpongeBob, me boy, had to wear my own shell. Anyways, I have my own well-designed nervous system to make up for it ever since I was a wee nymph.
In other news, we have discovered a new kind of starfish. A pink starfish, actually. Let's go take a look.
Who are you people?
Amazing! It's a pink blob! Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Well, I live under a rock. I have no job. I have a complete digestive tract and spiny skin. My first hole to develop was a butthole. When I was just a larva, I had bilateral symmetry. Now I have radial symmetry because I'm a starfish.
Amazing! Now the biggest news story in Bikini Bottom is that we have a squirrel living under the sea. Part of the chordata phylum. Let's go talk to her. Hey, Sandy.
Howdy, y'all.
Tell us about your 4 characteristics.
Well, I have a notochord for support, a hollow normal nerve cord, which is the base of my nervous system, a pharyngeal gill slip for my oxygen exchange, but they went away after I became an embryo, a muscular post-anal tail for the size of Texas.
Amazing! So you're a vertebrate, right?
You darn tootin', I am bones and a spinal cord jumpier than a rattlesnake in a pickle jar.
All the animals that we've listened to today are made up of different levels, right? So first we got our atoms and molecules, little things buzzing around the air millions of miles a second. When you put those together, you get the basic unit of life, a cell. When you put these cells together, you get tissues, either epithelial, connective, muscular, or nervous, right? And when you put these tissues together, you get organs, kidneys, livers, things like that nature. And then when you put organs together, you get an organ system. And when you put an organ system, you get an organism. Organisms have 3 different kinds of body cavities, right? So first there's aquelmates, which include platymenthes and things like that, which do not have a true body cavity between the digestive tract and the mesoderm. Then we have pseudoquelmates, which do not have a fully formed body cavity lined with the mesoderm. And these include nematodes, things like, and even roundworms actually. Fun fact for the day. And the last are quelmates, which is what everything else has, which is just a true body cavity.